And we're live.
Yay!
Hey
Come up with
everyone.
music.
We are officially back after a 3-week hiatus of we traveled a little bit. We saw some movies, we've done some events, and now we're here to talk about all of it. So
Welcome.
we'll run through our introductions as we always do. I'm Emma, fanbolt.com. Matt.
I'm Matt with Shakefire.net.
Robert with 3ifbyspace.net.
And I am Jen with fanbolt.com.
Hey.
I think this was the first time I got my. Oh, I messed it up. I was going to say the directional.
You had it right before.
Wrong the second time.
Too confident.
Well, we have a bunch of cool stuff to talk about today. There are no shortage of really cool events that are coming to Atlanta. Some have just opened. Some are about to open, and that will continue probably for the rest of the year because I'm sure we're going to have some cool holiday stuff too. But do we want to start with movies? Do we want to start with events? What you guys feeling?
Yeah. What do we want?
Let's start with movies.
Movies.
Start with
All
movies.
right, movies. Well, in that case, let's go with it is the 13th, though it's not Friday. So we'll pretend it is, and we'll ask Matt how Halloween ends. How does it end?
Well, it ends by becoming November 1st. So. Yes. And I'm done. But no, yes. Halloween ends. So that comes out tomorrow, October 14th, both in theaters and on Peacock. So if you have Peacock, you can stream it same day as theaters. Watch it there, watch it from your home. Which, honestly, if you have it, that's how I suggest watching it. Because if you want to see it. Because it is unfortunately not a great movie. So yeah, Halloween Ends, as the title suggests, is the third and final film in this new Halloween chapter that started with the reboot Halloween, and then followed by Halloween Kills, and now Halloween Ends. And this one, once again, follows Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie, as she once again has to confront Michael Myers for the quote-unquote final time. And honestly, it is such a weird movie. It's hard to describe. I don't know if we want to get into spoiler territory because it's not out yet. But I will say it takes after the title sequence and everything has the same font as Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And I don't know if people are familiar with that and the controversy surrounding that, where like Michael Myers is really not in the film, and it's all about these weird, creepy Halloween masks that the kids wear that are like take the mask, like take over the kids and stuff. Like it's this really weird departure from the Halloween franchise. And they use that same color title scheme and everything for Halloween Ends. And I feel it follows in that same spirit, where it decides for this third and final film to take this big departure from the Halloween franchise. And it just doesn't work. It does a lot of weird things. Like I feel because Halloween Kills had such a mediocre reception, and that was like pretty much as straightforward a slasher as you can get with the Halloween franchise, and like it just didn't really connect. I feel like they saw that and they were like, okay, we're just going to go in the complete opposite direction and do this whole weird meta thing in regards to evil, and evil being an infection, and yeah, and that doesn't work either.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, it has some good elements in it. There are some good kills. The special effects are really gory, and like you can feel the practicality of it all, which is nice. but overall, even as a Halloween fan, it is really hard to enjoy this movie. So viewer beware.
So do you think it's sort of like the Jurassic Park movies where they should have stopped after the first 2 or 3?
I mean, I enjoyed the first Halloween reboot that happened a few years ago. I thought that was really good. So I mean, I don't know. And who knows, maybe in a few years they're gonna reboot it again and try something different.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this will be more than there's a whole like Halloween timeline, because I think there's like already 3 or 4 movies that are just titled Halloween.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jamie Lee Curtis is only in 6 of them. I'm not sure how many there actually are.
Yeah. Because like there was like the one with, I think it was Ice Cube was in one, like Halloween H2O.
Yeah. Was that in space?
No, that was Friday. That was like Jason X.
Oh, okay. I think I'm
That
mixing
was that was the Friday the 13th franchise.
Okay.
But
I have actually not seen any of the Halloween movies.
Like none of them?
None of them.
Not even like the originals?
Not even the original.
Wow.
I've seen the original, the sequel, and I believe the first of the reboot is all I've really seen of the franchise.
Showing how bad a horror fan, or how much of a horror fan I'm not. This is the series with the William Shatner mask, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is true. The William Shatner
one thing
mask.
I know about the Halloween franchise.
I mean, horror has never really been a big thing for me, but that being said, there are certain movies that I guess could be classed as horror, but more like sci-fi horror that I enjoy, like Event Horizon and Alien and
That's definitely horror.
And so that's more my jam than like straight up like Friday the 13th or Halloween or any of that.
The slasher movies. And I think too, like, it's like we've had so many good horror films, especially in recent years. Like, or even just, a few weeks ago, we had Smile come out. And Smile is really, really good. Like, that's still playing in theaters. And Smile is a really good, it's really smart, it's really scary. It's a solid horror film. So, like, to have Halloween come out and be disappointing and just kind of go through the motions, just like, like it isn't good.
Yeah.
And like,
the there are Smile freaks me out.
Yeah. And it's like, there are so many other good horror films to watch that like, it's just not worth your time.
Yeah.
I loved the marketing efforts for Smile, where they just had like random people like creepy smiling at like baseball games and like random events. That was actually really simple and really clever.
Yeah.
I mean, you go with what works, and with that title like that, I mean, somebody just like indiscriminately smiling at you can be extremely creepy.
It is.
Yeah. Well, moving along, we can't talk about it, but 3 of us have seen Black Adam. Embargo doesn't lift until next Tuesday, I think, the 18th.
Yep.
Yes.
So we will talk about that one on the next podcast when we can talk about it without getting in trouble. I think the other one that we can talk about would be Amsterdam, which came out last Friday and was very much favored, or is very much favored for award season. It's got a stellar cast. I mean, like, everyone is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's going to be a strong contender for like ensemble cast awards. I need to pull up the description for it because I'm not.
I have it.
You have it. Do you want to walk through it?
Sure, I can do the synopsis. So it's basically an original crime epic about 3 close friends who find themselves at the center of one of the most shocking secret plots in American history. A fascinating and richly intricate tale that brightly weaves historical fact with fiction on a timely cinematic experience. So that's the synopsis.
That's the the marketing
High level.
That's
selling
the
point.
marketing synopsis. Yeah. So
I would not use the term epic.
I would agree with Matt on that front. I titled my review as an intriguing story with a questionable dialogue style. And Matt, maybe you picked up on this, so maybe you can tell us, dig into a little bit about what about the dialogue that you didn't like.
Well, for me, the dialogue, it all felt so stiff. And like Emma said, this film, it's directed by David O. Russell, and all his films have these massive like A-list ensemble casts. So like Amsterdam, it has Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy, Mike Myers is in it, Michael Shannon, and even Taylor Swift has a role in this. And I will say her role has the most unintentionally hilarious scene that I've probably seen all year. But
just a heads up for Taylor Swift fans, you're probably not going to like it.
no,
I think her role falls a little flat.
You may get traumatized.
Maybe a little triggering for some.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But like for me, the film, like it's supposed to be this. It really doesn't know what it wants to be. Like there are so many attempts at humor that just fall completely flat. And it's just like, ugh. Like that joke did not land.
Hmm.
And yeah, go ahead, Robert.
No, sorry, finish your thought.
I don't know.
I
mean,
I got nothing.
I didn't see a lot of marketing for it before going in, and I actually hadn't read the synopsis until after I saw the film. So I literally had no clue what we were going into. So when it started, it was sort of like a period piece after World War I, crime drama, whodunit, right? That's what it started out as. And as things moved along, it quickly turned into something completely different. And the pacing changed halfway through because of that. And to your point, during some of the flashbacks, some of the dialogue was just like, it felt like a dry run of a Saturday Night Live skit where you were reading really large cue cards that you had not read prior to them rolling the cameras. And at some point you wonder if it was intentional because it happened multiple times in multiple scenes. But, to Matt's point about the jokes, it just made them fall really, really flat. They were very dry. I mean, even Michael Myers was like trying to be super muted from his normal self, and it just felt odd.
Yeah.
I will say from a set design and costuming perspective, outstanding.
It does nail that period piece feel to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And like the problem too is because this is David O. Russell, so he did American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook, The Fighter. Like he's done all these giant Oscar winning and Oscar nominated films and stuff. So, and to have this one just you have high expectations, especially with him, with the cast, with everything. So, and this one just doesn't deliver.
I wonder, given the historical event that it's actually covering, if the piece wasn't too heavily dependent on sending a message given the current landscape versus telling its own story. And that's trying to keep things spoiler free for those who haven't seen it yet.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to say what it's actually surrounding because I do think that's part of like an important part in the film. But it is very politically like topical. I guess that's pretty much all you can say without getting into spoiler territory. But I wanted something more from it. So now I'm just looking forward to Babylon because that's like the next one that I'm like really excited for. So, I mean, there's others between now and then that I'm excited for, but I'm like really excited for that one. But next week we're seeing a ton of movies. Before we do our next our next live stream, we will have seen The Good Nurse, which we're seeing on Monday, Ticket to Paradise on Tuesday. Then we got a bunch of these experiences that we're doing. I think that's it.
I'm gonna just
October has been such a busy month. Like,
It's
oh my
slammed.
God.
Super
Absolutely
It's ridiculous.
slammed. And then coming out of October, we go directly into award season. So
Yeah, I mean, we're
it's-
practically in award season
holidays.
now.
yeah.
We'll start getting a bunch of screeners. Oh, I should say, so Matt and Robert and I went to Vegas over the weekend to celebrate our friends, Carrie and Steven's 20-year vow renewal, which was really, really cool.
And a certain somebody's birthday on Saturday.
It was also my birthday.
Hey.
It's really nice getting carded in Vegas for buying water. Just, I know it's so young, so I appreciate that.
I never got carded once. I just now realized this. I never got carded once in Vegas.
Every single time.
I never got
I mean,
carded at the casino.
At the airport, yeah. I mean, I got carded at the airport. That was it for me.
I don't know. I just got cuddle time with Fozzie, so
There you go. Worth it.
Was puppy sitting this weekend for us. So, but what I wanted to say was I watched Marcel the Shell with Shoes on the way back on the plane, and it is by far my favorite film of 2022. It is going
It's
to take
such
a
a good
miracle.
movie.
It's going to take a miracle for me to not pick that as my film of the year. I don't know how I was completely oblivious to the whole YouTube series like that came out
Yeah.
like 10 years ago.
I had no clue.
I had no clue either. And
I hadn't heard about it.
I'm not a huge fan of Jenny Slate, who is her and her husband are the creator, and she, of course, is the voice of Marcel. And when I say I've not considered myself a fan of hers, that's like purely based on her character from Parks and Rec, which I just found like insanely annoying. But this, I'm like, oh my God, I've like completely misjudged this person who clearly like has this good, pure heart. But like her style of humor in this is so freaking good. It's so categorically different than like anything else I've seen her do on screen. Granted, she's not on screen in this, but if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Like
It's so good.
I can't sing
Yeah.
its praises enough. So
It's on my list. I'm assuming we'll get something for it later.
Maybe.
This month, maybe.
I think it's out on Blu-ray now too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
buy it
you
and
can buy it on Amazon
Right.
Prime, I think, for like $4.99 or something. It's worth every penny. Like,
oh yeah.
seriously, you have to.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to see it. It's just like
Yeah.
makes you feel good and wholesome inside.
hmm I saw it back at the Atlanta Film Festival. It premiered there. And oh my God, it was so good.
No.
I feel like I should have gotten a standing ovation. I would have done a standing ovation for it.
Jazz.
It's funny because after, like back in September, Matt and I were having this conversation kind of surrounding all of the Don't Worry, Darling drama. And we were talking about like these crazy long
like
standing
Venice
ovations.
and TIFF, and where
Yeah.
all the news sites are like, they're talking about, oh, so-and-so movie got a 7-minute standing ovation at this film festival. And they're like, well, yeah, this movie got 14 minutes. And you're like, it's so weird. And like, I sent it to Emma, but there's a video of I think it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino movie,
Mhm.
that it was at one of these festivals, and it got like a standing ovation, but it was filmed, and like the cameraman is just right up in their faces for like a good minute and a half, and it's just like a super close up of like the actors and Quentin Tarantino, and everybody's just like, I don't know what to do. This camera's in my face. Everybody's clapping. I'm just smiling. Like, you can see how awkward they are, and it's just like, ugh. But yeah, standing ovations are weird.
Leave it to Hollywood.
They are weird, but if any film deserved one,
Marcel the Shell.
Honestly,
How many-
sometimes I think standing ovations are just people trying to get out of the theater a little bit earlier.
fair enough.
I may have done
True.
that in a show or two. Just saying.
Clap and walk, clap and walk.
Clap and
Yeah.
walk, clap and walk.
Hey, I already have my purse. Programs in my hand. Let's go.
Well, let's jump into some events. I actually want to start with one we did on Tuesday. Not that Robert and Matt aren't like advertisements for it.
Repping already.
I know.
Repping.
I should have worn mine.
We
I got
should
my-
get a sponsorship. So Beat the Bomb, if you're listening, we are open to sponsorships.
We are.
Beat the bomb.
Hands down, like the coolest escape room I've ever done.
Yeah.
By like a long shot. I guess we can kind of walk through a description of it. Do you guys have a description? I can read a description.
I mean, we can kind of explain it.
How do you do that?
It's a series of 4 rooms with different types of events that you have to complete to earn time on the bomb in the final room. So one room is an echo chamber where you see symbols and sounds and you have to do as Simon says. One is a like interactive puzzle room where there's multiple monitors and screens with instructions and different widgets that everybody has to go around, follow the instructions and do all the widgets correctly and unlock the levels. There is a laser beam room where you have to make it across the room without hitting the lasers, and we'll get to that a little later. And then finally, one is essentially the floor is lava, and literally lava fireballs shooting at you that you have to avoid while dancing on the different squares. And ultimately, when you're done with all of those, here's our
Here's our photo.
when you're done with all of those, you earn a certain number of points that translate to minutes on the bomb. So for the laser room, we ended up in the top 2% of all people who completed that room nationwide for Beat the Bomb.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you say nationwide, but there are only 2 locations.
yes,
Take the win.
but hey, we'll take it.
Yes.
We'll take it. Doug and I, first thing that came to mind was the movie Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones. And literally the whole time, I'm not joking, Doug got on the floor and literally just rolled his way across the first time we did it. And it was freaking hilarious. We managed to get to like 12 levels or something stupid crazy. We just like went for it, and it was an absolute blast. So, you know, they fill the room with smoke so you can see the lasers and all that, but absolutely a lot of fun. So when it's all said and done, the final room is the bomb. So before we go in there, we're putting a full hazmat suit top to bottom, so you can see partial hazmat here. And you know, then we have like face masks and everything covered. And whatever time we earned on the bomb, we each get a control knob in our hands to control different aspects of a robot. Okay, so left, right, forward, map, aim, and shoot. Okay, so 6 of us having to control individual things. And we had to go around and shoot 10 targets in that time limit, or the bomb goes off. Now you're asking yourself, what is the bomb?
Hold on, wait. I have.
Yeah. I figured Emma would have that. So the bomb.
Hold on. I'm on it. I'm coming back over here.
I will say we did not beat the bomb, to be fair.
No.
Okay.
We did not beat the bomb. We were able to get
There we
7
go.
of the 10
That
targets.
is the bomb. So the bomb shoots UV colored liquid directly at us for not disarming the bomb. And I want to point out that Emma, who has put the video up here, managed to get it up under her face shield and all over her face.
You can see it happen. Like you can see, like I have like these blue angel wings because it splatters like up under my mask. And it's like,
Oh my god.
Doug and I had our hands behind our back, knowing it was coming. I think Emma, you did too.
I did too, but look, I am looking the same way as you guys.
I just like how on the back wall it just creates
Like-
this like angel wings when it when it hits
Because I'm
you.
an angel. No.
Oh my
It's
God.
funny. I turned to Doug after this happened, and I said, "It's in my mouth."
Yeah.
But
So-
Oh, and when you took your mask off, like we could see
It
it was
was
on
all
your
over your
glasses.
face,
it was
yeah.
all over my face. I couldn't see anything. Like it was.
So
It's
when it was
water
all-
soluble paint and everything,
Yeah.
and it washes
Yeah,
off
so
really
it's fine.
easily.
And they
And
have
It's non-toxic.
They,
No,
it is.
it's very toxic though.
Yeah. So they hose you off when it's done, obviously. Overall, it's about an hour to go through the entire experience, all the rooms and the Beat the Bomb. In the experience itself, while you're waiting to go in the room and afterwards, they have food and drinks. And they also have interactive game centers that you and your team can sit at and play mini games and stuff while you're waiting for your turn on the event or afterwards. So it's a neat kind of hangout space too. So that's the summary. Unless Emma, Matt, you want to add anything? It was a no pun intended,
everything-
a blast.
Everything is on camera too. Like they have night vision cameras in each of the rooms, and they're displaying everything on TVs. So like
Yeah.
as you're waiting, you can watch other people go through the whole experience and stuff.
Yep.
See what works, see what doesn't work.
Watch people
Um,
plow into the wall,
yeah.
which we did a couple of times.
Yeah. And
I
like
think-
the whole last Beat the Bomb room is a glass case basically. So you can see everybody get splattered with paint. And you do get splattered. You get splattered with paint regardless if you beat the bomb or not.
yeah.
Because that's part of the fun of it. Is
Right.
that's why you're doing it. So even if you do defuse the bomb and win, they'll be like, "Hey, you won! Congratulations! Boom! Here's the countdown. Get ready."
That's
I
awesome.
will I will say my number one piece of like practical advice for this. It is hot. They put you in these suits and then you have to do a lot of physical activity. You're either like running around from screen to screen in this little room, or you're doing the laser things and you're having to step over and under lasers, and it just gets really warm. So
Yeah.
my advice would be, especially in Atlanta, even if it's like the winter, like wear like a tank top and shorts, because it's
Yeah, because remember, you are going to be in a full hazmat suit, so like
Yeah.
you can wear shorts and short sleeve shirt, and because once you have that on, it does not breathe.
Yeah,
And
I
you
made the
will be
mistake of
sweating.
wearing a sweatshirt underneath mine, and I was dying.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing pants. Yeah.
Same.
And
Yeah.
that was
I-
I was like my whole shirt. I was wearing a t-shirt, but it was all drenched afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was all because of the lasers, because
Yeah.
we did so amazing. We were going so fast to get that
Yeah.
2%.
Yeah, it's because we are so good.
We're
Exactly.
so good.
I know. I feel like we're like total like.
My first thought was, has anybody seen Ocean's 12?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was when the guy was stealing the little egg or whatever
Yep.
from and he was doing his little laser dance through all the lasers.
it was like that. We were
Yeah.
like that.
Except
Or
not
like
not as fancy.
entrapment.
Or like entrapment.
I will
But it
say,
is a lot of fun.
if you are in Atlanta, they have, of course, that was part of what I had just put up too. They reached out and they were like, "That's such a great picture. We want to share it." So if you go on Beat the Bomb's Instagram page now, the picture of us, they've got a discount for you to book and get 25% off of your booking. I
Nice.
have no idea how long that goes for, but it's the code to enter at checkout is ATL25, and that will give you 25% off. It's located over on the west side of Atlanta, kind of just past the Works on Chattahoochee Avenue.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. Everyone should go.
It's a
And
lot
if
of fun. Yeah.
you can't go for some reason, you don't live in Atlanta, you should move here. But if you can't move here, they also have it virtually. So they have like these little kind of like all these different games that you can play for team building with your remote team, like a Zoom type session video game. So like you can, and then I guess you could just make your own like water soluble like paint and just like splash yourself at the end or something.
Do a color.
Yeah,
match.
the virtual option is pretty neat for like a Zoom or team event that you can just, you want to do some puzzles or something fun, and
Yeah.
just kind of do that. So
Absolutely.
But if you're-
Coordination is key. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
you have to be able to communicate with your other teammates to
Yep.
be able to make it through.
I will say that the two people in our group that we didn't know and we met that night were really good.
Yeah.
And
You're
so
right.
it made for a great team. You can do teams as small as 4 or teams up to 12, according to Beat the Bomb. I personally, based on the room sizes and the final room, I would keep your team to 6. personally at max.
Agreed. I think
but-
4 is a great number. I think 4
Yeah.
is the magic number. But
I mean, I think 4 works for lasers. I think
4 could be
6
hard
is
for
better.
the Simon Says,
Yeah.
yeah.
especially with how
Yeah.
quick you have to be able to get the pattern.
Yep. Yeah.
But
6 was a good number, and it was a
yeah,
lot of fun.
6
So
was
if you're near either one of their locations, definitely check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We should also
There's
mention
one in
their
Atlanta,
other
I believe.
Brooklyn.
Was it Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be opening one in DC in next year. So
Yep. There
Yep.
is one coming to DC as well.
so check it out.
All right, moving along in the events. It is my personal favorite event of the fall. It is open and thriving. Netherworld.
That is an absolutely terrifying person.
There
And then
are characters, like the attention to detail with the costumes and the makeups and the makeup, and even how just like in character they are with their personality is just like so mind blowing every single time I go. Like it's just the attention to detail is like on par
They're
with
so cool.
no haunted house that I have seen.
I mean, they're an Atlanta staple.
They
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
They are.
I mean, they're like they make nationwide news and stuff. Like they're one of the best in the nation.
Yeah.
one of the things that I really love about Netherworld that I've not seen other haunted houses do a good job with. I've done, Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. I've done what is it? The Asylum up in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. I think it was in Philadelphia. They turned that into a haunted house. I've done a ton of them. And I will say what Netherworld, aside from the level of detail, what it really has going for it is their timing and their spacing of groups. So you're not just in a solid line walking through. That was my main complaint about Halloween Horror Nights is everything that's scary you see coming because it's happens 4 or 5 people in front of you, and then it's just a solid line through the whole thing, and it has to be because there's so many people in line. But Netherworld does this really great job of kind of putting you in small groups and spacing you out enough that you can't see anyone in front of you and you can't see anyone behind you unless you just book it through and you run into the back of the next group, which I have done before, but
No idea what that's like. I've never done.
But it's really, really great. They're going now through right after Halloween. I think they usually go to the first weekend in November, but this is such a great event every year. I have this thing where I like to hug all of them, but it's kind of weird in this post-COVID world. It's can I still hug the monsters?
They got a costume.
Yeah, he's got a mask on, so
Costume barrier.
Literally wearing a mask. I mean,
Yeah.
And then let's see, what was their other little one? Oh yeah, that was an accident photo that Doug took. That I actually really liked it.
That actually works.
So it's really cool. They have two installations, 2 houses. One is the Undying Horror, and the other one is Parasitic. Then they have a kind of game area in what they call the Midway. They have a lot of amazing photo ops. They have escape rooms year round. It's just rad. So if you like haunted houses or just want to do something that's very seasonally appropriate, this is absolutely worth checking out.
yeah.
So that's my Netherworld spill. All right.
Always awesome.
There we go.
What was your favorite monster?
So my favorite one, I'm not going to go down this road because I'll be scrolling for I'll just start scrolling now and I'll probably get there by the end of our stream. So my favorite Netherworld character, they retired in either 2017 or 2016. I'm not sure which one it was. But he is no longer, it's this kind of weird insecty, praying mantis thing.
Mm.
I have a photo. I will find
Of course, it would be plant related.
Yeah.
What? No.
That's so funny you mentioned that because in the second house they had all of these fake monasteras everywhere. And you know how I get about monasteras. So
The guy jumps out to scare you, and the first thing you do is go, "Ooh, plant."
that's exactly what I did. So I was going through.
Are your leaves real?
I feel every time I go through, I'm like, I try to like just like have a conversation with them that throws them out of character. Like I take it as a challenge. And so I'm going through and I'm like, these are really nice plants. I like the decor in here. This is, monasteries. Those are the best ones you can go with. And like one girl was like, I did not know what to do with me, and it made me so happy. It was so good. But I'll keep scrolling. We can come back to this because I think I'm gonna have to literally go back to 2016 on my Instagram.
I've told y'all before, I have a weird habit of being like oddly polite to monsters in haunted houses. Like they jump out and I like say, "Oh, hello," like I just didn't notice them there. And they were coming to
I'm sorry for bumping into you. Excuse me.
Right?
I
think it's in the back of my head that, the Atlanta theater community is very insular. Everyone does everything. I used to do the Renaissance Festival and that kind of improvisational acting, huge in haunted houses as well. So I'm like, I might actually know this person. I don't know this person in the way, but just in case, let me be nice.
It's like somebody's gonna jump out to scare you. They're like, "Oh, hey, Jen."
Yeah. Except sometimes if that happens, they just like pass your name down for the rest of the house. So then you like,
oh my god,
hear people whispering in the walls. Like,
oh my god, that would be creepy.
Yeah, it is. I'm aware.
Right, I'm back to 2006 now.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna keep going. I think it's not 2006. Sorry, 2016.
I was gonna say that.
Instagram didn't come around until like 20.
Just flying through those Instagram.
How long have you been going to Netherworld?
A minute.
Yeah,
it's really cool. One of the first press events I did with them probably is back at the old location. It was probably 2013 or 2014. We got to walk through it with the lights on, which was like, there's so much that you don't see when you're like going through it with it dark and it's scary and you're trying not to like be terrified. But going through it with the lights on, you really see how much detail they put into everything, and it just makes you appreciate it on a whole nother level. Oh wait, is this
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's
like
just
going through Space Mountain with the lights on, you can see the whole track.
It wasn't that year. We're just going back. In the meantime, we can talk about a couple of other events that are coming to Atlanta. Let's start with the Stranger Things event, because I know Robert's got that queued up.
Yeah, let me get my window shared here.
Stranger Things.
Breaking out my 80s gear, I swear.
Yeah. So
the hoverboards.
Like, by which I mean I'm going to Amazon for 80s gear, because when I was in the 80s, I was a much smaller size. Literally.
I think we all were.
Much
Emma,
shorter in the 80s.
I mean, I was a teeny little baby.
So Emma, if you can put that up on the screen for me.
So
Stranger Things, for those that don't know, is filmed here in Atlanta. And so Fever is bringing the experience to Atlanta. Now, oddly enough, it did not start in Atlanta, and it took many cities before it came to Atlanta. And
So
we were all disappointed that Atlanta wasn't chosen first, given it's where it's filmed. But
You'd think.
here we are. It's coming to Atlanta, so that's exciting. So we're getting to preview this event in a week and a half before it opens the next day at the end of October here in Atlanta. And essentially, the experience is going to be remaking two key rooms, Hawkins Lab, and then a mixtape experience. So the first, the Hawkins Lab, is basically inviting us to a new study. We're going to be a test subject like the rest of the numbers, and it's an interactive journey that we have to go through to escape Hawkins Lab. And then Mixtape is going to take us on an adventure through various scenes, Scoops Ahoy, Family Video, Palace Arcade, with many actors and characters that are going to be reenacting the environment to keep it in theme and very surreal. You're going to have arcade games. It's going to have all the stuff from the 80s that all of us are too young to remember.
Not all of us.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I don't remember any of that.
yeah, I'm gonna say I don't either. But so the
Some of us were
interactive.
born in the early 80s. Okay.
I mean, I was in the real Scoops Ahoy.
Yeah.
I worked on season 3 of Stranger Things
nice.
in the Scoops Ahoy, eating ice cream, fake ice cream. Well, fake ice cream, but real. It was basically just sugar. It tasted terrible. We did get Gatton, Dustin on the show.
Nice.
We did get him to try and eat some, and he did, and he was like, "Ooh." But yeah, so that was a fun experience.
Yeah, that does sound like fun.
Just a fun fact for you.
Fun anecdote. So yeah, so there's apparently going to be some spots where we're going to have like 3D style glasses on, and there's going to be Demogorgons popping out at us. We're going to have some 80s style arcade games. And at the end, there's a shop. Of course, why wouldn't you merchandise it, right? For you to buy Stranger Things merchandise that is exclusive to the event. I am in search of a certain set of pins that better be there. I've been waiting forever to get a hold of these. Well, they're AR pins. So for those that don't know, besides the cool pin itself, you can actually take your camera with an app and show the pin on the camera, and it creates an interactive AR experience inside the app with the pins.
That's fun.
The company's called Pinfinity. It's a free app. So it's a really cool little experience to give you a digital aspect to the physical pin itself. So this starts in October in Atlanta. It's roughly 45 minutes experience. And tickets start at $49. There are more expensive VIP tickets. The difference really is how many drinks you get included with the tickets. So if you're not worried about having drinks and you just want to have some fun and go through the experience, you're looking at about $49 a person. If you want to get some drinks added in there and get more bang for your buck, they have other ticket levels that you can choose from. And it's going to be at Pullman Yards in Atlanta.
Nice.
That's such a great venue for these events. We've done a couple there. We've done the Van Gogh one, the
Van Gogh was there.
Picasso one. There was something else, wasn't there? Has it only been those two?
Oh, there have been tons of things.
Was the Imaginarium thing there?
Yeah, Imaginarium outline.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I saw Cabaret there.
That's rad. It's such a cool event space, and they've got like rollerblading or roller skating there every Thursday too. Like, it's just a bunch of really cool stuff.
So here are the cities that it's in right now: Atlanta, Los Angeles, London. Apparently, they've got the previous cities that they were in: New York and San Francisco. And these are the cities that currently have top-ranking nominations for the experience to expand into other cities around the world. So if your city is on this, go to this website, strangerthings-experience.com, click on your city and vote for it.
What is COMEX?
Mexico City.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Our resident expert. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I knew that off the top of my head and totally didn't Google it.
I mean, like, I feel like I should have known that, but okay.
It's CDMX. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that
MX.
It's
I mean, that wouldn't have helped.
No.
I still
great.
wouldn't
You
have
can't
known.
really tell.
Toads
Yeah.
knew that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. So Stranger Things experience. We're excited. And of course, we will share with you guys our thoughts on our next stream, which will be the day after we do the experience.
That is right.
Hey.
In an answer to Matt's question, this is my favorite character.
Aw.
Wow.
He's
That
so
thing is
cool.
massive. Oh my god.
The fact that your
Oh.
eyes glow more than his.
Well, that was like a very shitty phone.
You're
Yeah.
so little.
I am so little.
What year was that?
It was
2012?
2000.
12? Is that what it looks like?
It's 2013.
13.
I was gonna say it's 473 weeks ago according to Instagram.
Yeah. I only had 5 likes on it.
Yeah.
It was that was just by far the coolest. You can't really see, but he's got these like very long kind of like insect like arm things that he's got
kind of wrapped around you there.
Yeah. Oh, I love him.
You gave that big man a hug.
It's so funny how disarming it is when they run up to you trying to scare you, and you're like, "Can I give you a hug?" And they're like,
Right.
"What?
Yes.
Sure." All right.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed. Well, I was going to share the Harry Potter website, but it's not nearly as like visual as the one that Robert was just sharing. So I will instead. Hold on, let me walk through all of this again. All right. Instead, I will share my own site. Oh wait, that's Stranger Things.
That's Stranger Things. You have failed.
I've got this. I've got this.
You have failed this live stream. Wait, that's Arrow.
I am. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, you kind of walk it. I don't know if this stuff is in order, so maybe I probably shouldn't try to give you like a tour of it. But this is its second stop on the North American tour, and bunch of really cool experiences. It opened in Philadelphia in February. Hundreds of thousands of people visited, and it was one of the most visited exhibitions in the history of the museum it was at. So that's pretty cool. But after it leaves Atlanta, it's going to continue to tour globally, Latin America, Asia, Europe. They're headed to you next, so stay on the lookout. So they'll be in Vienna, Austria in December. So that is cool. There's lots of cool photo opportunities, lots of cool like interactive stuff, authentic.
That throne is not as impressive as the
Right?
Iron Throne.
That's true.
Just saying.
You know that's coming. They're going to totally do like a Game of Thrones version of this stuff.
We've been waiting for it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I will say we all saw a Iron Throne over the weekend in a
Vegas.
in a bar.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to charge us $5 to sit in it, so no
Yeah.
one sat in it. I would also probably have been very sticky because it was a very sticky place.
Yeah.
Oh, Vegas bars.
Oh, Vegas.
It almost felt like a derelict bar, to be fair.
This was my favorite photo. In
Look,
the press.
Plants.
Like, this is going to be me at the media thing. Like, it's a plant. Is it real? Yeah,
If Emma was that age today, this would be her.
it would be me. Yep. I still like to think I have that sense of childlike wonderment in my eyes whenever I'm near a plant. But anyways, it opens on October 21st, and it is here for a period of time, which I don't think we actually know the date that it's leaving. So go ahead and get your tickets if you're interested in doing this as soon as you can. It's at 200 Peachtree Street, right next to a great poke place that we all ate at during DragonCon.
During DragonCon. That Jen introduced us to.
Fantastic. I love that poke place.
It is super tasty and pretty
Totally
affordable.
doing that for lunch on Media
So.
Day.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
just saying,
go.
like, we can
Go visit Harry Potter, go visit Hogwarts, and then go visit poking.
As one does.
Perfect combination.
It is. We'll be checking this out next. I think it's next Thursday.
I think.
Thursday. So we'll have a full report and photos to share and all that good fun stuff. So stay tuned on the Harry Potter experience.
Now, my question is, do they assign you a house or do you get to tell them what your house is? Because I have strong feelings.
I feel like they should have a hat, right? They should
And
have a sorting hat
I'm
that
sure they have a
assigns
sorting
you a hat.
And I would assume if they're staying true to the world, that you get to choose the house that you want to be in, regardless of what they choose for you.
Strong feelings. Okay.
Wants to be in Ravenclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What You're a Gryffindor. Okay, Matt, what about you?
I don't know what I would be. I don't know the house is good enough to know where I would go. Like, I know Slytherin's the evil one. What's the...
It's not necessarily the evil one.
It's
but
just
Yeah,
a very
they're the-
ambitious one
They're
yeah.
the evil
that all
ones.
the evil people happen to be in.
So the evil one.
So there's
It's like,
Huffle.
what's the one that always gets ignored? Is it
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, give me the Jigglypuff one.
House Jigglypuff.
House Jigglypuff. That'll be my house.
Yeah, no, I'm
That seems fitting. I would be Gryffindor myself.
Ravenclaws for life.
I think House
Emma?
Jigglypuff is going to be my favorite quote from this podcast.
Right?
Yes.
Which
Yes.
and there'll be whichever house has the best plants.
That sounds like a Hufflepuff thing to me.
Which is
It might actually be a
It
Hufflepuff.
could- it
I might
could-
have to reconsider.
It's like Professor Sprout is the head of house, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
So I think we have a defector here from Emma.
uh-oh.
Well, I always the plant mom life found me later in life. It found me during COVID, much like every other female on planet Earth.
You didn't choose the plant mom life. The plant mom life chose.
So
You grew into it.
Mhm.
I did grow up.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, that's awful. No.
Matt, you need to leave that one alone.
No.
Clap for
Walking
me.
willow for you, sir.
I'm here all night.
I won't encourage this.
I would say the bark is worse than the bite, but you need to watch out for the werewolf while you're at
Yeah,
it.
no.
Mm-mm.
No.
We can keep going.
I know. So I'm gonna.
Speaking of werewolves, have you guys seen Werewolf by Night? The new
No.
Marvel
Not
one
yet.
shot.
No, I did watch Hocus Pocus 2, which is also Disney Plus.
Hocus
But
Pocus 2. Werewolf by Night is a lot of fun, and it's a short, like 1 hour special. So
Interesting.
I have to check that out.
it's a fun
that out
little
yet?
Halloween. Yeah, it came out. I think it was last week, but it's
Yeah,
a
it
fun
was
little
recent.
Halloween tale.
Okay,
Got werewolves. It's in black and white, so it's
that's cool.
has some really cool and really cinematic shots that I really liked. So
Cool.
definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
You're
don't
good.
sound like an idiot. Was the Star Wars Lego Halloween special, did that come out fresh this year or did that come out last year?
I believe it was this year. No, this year. No, they did.
It
There was
was
like a
last year.
beach.
It was
There was
last
a
year.
beach.
It was last
There was a
year.
beach thing.
This
that,
year
like,
was
just came out.
the Scarif Beach Party,
Yeah.
which is a ridiculously catchy tune, by the way.
Yeah, it was definitely last year.
Yeah, it was
looked
last
up.
year. It's popped up on my my Disney Plus recommendeds because of the season, clearly.
Yeah.
And because I may have watched Hocus Pocus 2
Hocus
couple of
Pocus
times by
2.
now.
It's
That was
so
pretty
good.
awesome.
Like
It was so good.
I really
that's-
liked it.
That's the way every sequel should be done. Like the way that
Yeah.
they honored the original, they focused more so on the original characters than the new characters. Because if they had focused solely on those teenage girls, I would have hated it. Like it's what they've set up it kind of lays the groundwork for them to do more without the Sanderson sisters, with the way that they kind of paid tribute to the original.
I want more Hannah Wingdigan, however you say her last name, who was like the Grand Witch in the beginning,
The Mother
Yeah.
Witch. Yeah.
the Mother Witch. I want more of her.
I want to know more about her.
Yeah.
What
I
I
still
would
need to
love-
watch it.
What I would love is like a series with the younger Sanderson sisters.
They were like
They're
perfect.
amazing.
They were great.
That
little-
was amazing casting.
They captured their mannerisms perfectly. I
They
felt.
did. They did. Especially Winifred. Like, oh my God, that girl was
yeah.
brilliant.
She had the hand gesture. She had the
Yeah.
way she holds
facial
her mouth. I mean,
expressions. Like she was perfect.
yeah.
I would love that. Like I feel like Disney's got to be hearing that, because I've seen so many posts
Yeah.
about how incredible, especially the girl that played Winifred was. There's been a lot of posts about
Yeah.
that, but we'll see. Hopefully, it's not done.
I'm sure it isn't. I mean, they teased a sequel at the
Yeah,
end
they
of it.
did.
So
They did. It's set
Yeah.
up
Spoilers,
for it.
Robert.
yeah.
It's ready to go.
So
Well, all right. I think that's everything
What else
that
do we
we
got?
had to make it through tonight. So,
woo!
woo.
Any final thoughts?
Um,
Any more final plant
no,
jokes
no final thoughts.
before
No
we
more
leave?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know if I want. It's hard to say if we can plant any more ideas in people's heads before our next show.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if we go back to our roots.
I'm just gonna slowly start removing people from the feed. I have that power.
Oh. Boo.
All right. Well, let's close things out for tonight.
I don't want to make any more puns. We're
Matt,
branching out.
I'll let you kick it off.
I am Matt Rodriguez. You can find me online at I'm Matt Rodriguez on Twitter and Matthew M. Rodriguez on Instagram. Robert?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Robert W. Prentice, or on all the social channels at 3if by Space. Jen?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Renlark, RENNLARK, and I'm posting more for you.
Yes.
Yay. I'm Emma Loggins on all social platforms except for TikTok. It's just my new tagline. I'm everywhere but TikTok. And also, of course, fanbolt.com. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you. I should have probably looked at the date before I started closing things out.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from tonight, which is
27th.
27th. So the Thursday before Halloween. Come and join us. Maybe we should all be in like costume for that one.
I'll do it.
All right. We'll
You
do
know
it.
I'll do it.
It'll be fun.
All right.
All right. So join us all in costume for
Costume party.
Halloween edition of Nerd Herd Live. And we'll see you guys then.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.